Hey guys, Eddie here. Just wanted to make a video to talk to you guys about personal responsibility. I know it's been a while since I made a video, but I've just been learning, growing, reading, experiencing, and I just felt like it was time for me to drop another video. And I just wanted to talk about personal responsibility because I just feel like a lot of times on our healing journey, we have a hard time dealing with that, and it's understandable because, when we're abused by people, the last thing we want to do is point fingers at ourselves. It's a very difficult process, but also very necessary if you're really trying to grow and heal and come out on top and become a better person. Self-reflection is a must. There's no getting around it. If that's what you're trying to do with yourself, become better than you were yesterday, Personal responsibility is what stops us from repeating the same mistakes over and over again. Of course, it's not your fault that you were abused by a narcissist. But what I mean by personal responsibility is looking at ourselves in the mirror and asking ourselves, why did we ignore the red flags? Why did we allow this person to treat us the way they did over and over again? Why would we accept such a disrespectful, toxic individual back into our life over and over again? This is the question. And the answer lies within personal responsibility, right? So the narcissist holds up the mirror. We all know that. And they show us our wounds. They're really, really a very helpful individual. More so than they would even probably want to be. Because I think, the whole process of narcissistic abuse is not to make you better and stronger and become more in touch with yourself. Not by the narcissist's standards. Like the narcissist wants to destroy, so if you could take something and that energy, someone's coming at you with this certain energy that wants to destroy you, if you could take it and flip it and use it to help you grow, this is the definition of perseverance. We take negatives and we flip them into positives, and that's what life is all about, guys. There's really no getting around that. If you have the ability to do that, it's wonderful. Some people can't do that, and that's okay too. But my advice would be, it starts with personal responsibility. Why am I allowing this? Why did I allow this? This is what keeps abusers from ever entering your life again. But you have to walk down that road. You have to take that journey. You have to, and it's painful sometimes. I know it is. Personal experience. I'm speaking from personal experience, so I understand, why you would be apprehensive about it if you are, but it's very important. And, abusers are always going to abuse, guys, and you deserve better than that. We all do. Like, nobody deserves to be abused by anybody. That's not how, people are supposed to be treated. And self-compassion is a very important tool that needs to be used, because you have to forgive yourself for allowing these infiltrators in. And that takes a while. It took a while for me. I guess the only situation where what I'm speaking about doesn't work, or in other words, the only situation where what I'm speaking about doesn't apply would be the narcissistic parent and child relationship. If you have a narcissist as a parent, then you know how brutal that is. My heart goes out to you. And I have a malignant narcissist father, which is the reason I attracted narcissist into my life and had a baby with one, because I was unaware. I knew there was something terribly wrong with my old man, but I never knew that it was narcissistic personality disorder until a year and a half ago, okay? But I've been dealing with it for like my whole life, and so I have a lot of experience, and like they say, experience is the best teacher. So I have a lot of experience, and that's why when I first started studying narcissism, it was like it was like learning about something I already knew, you know, and it made me addicted to it. It was something that I felt connected to, like, oh my God, I know about this, I know about this, I know about this. It was like I already knew, but it was just like refreshing my memory and sort of clearing the air and just articulating exactly what had happened to me. And this whole community was and is just so wonderful. And, you know, that's the reason I'm here, man. I just want to make my contributions, you know. All you guys that make videos about your experiences really inspired me and validated my situation. And that's why I'm here. But anyway, back to personal responsibility. When the narcissist holds up the mirror, they're showing you your wounds. They're like, hey, man, look, you're bleeding right here and here and here. And so it's up to us to go back and see those wounds and say, oh, my God, they were right. And we patch up our wounds after we get away from the narcissist. We patch up our wounds, you know, and we become whole again. And we stop leaking and we stop allowing negativity in. And this is the greatest gift that narcissism gives you. Being subjected to this kind of abuse is... it's life-changing. Like, it'll have you looking through a different lens of life. Like, and that's good as long as you're doing the work, taking responsibility for yourself. You know, it's very easy for us to point the finger at everyone else, but at the end of the day, if the narcissist wasn't your parent, we allowed these people into our lives, and so we have to figure out what happened and what happened in our childhood to where we would allow these kind of people in our adulthood and to wreak havoc upon our lives. And you know, it's not easy when you're dealing with disordered people who only care about themselves and will grind you down into stardust if they could, you know, if it would help them. It's not easy dealing with people who only care about themselves, and they're dangerous individuals. Obviously, you know that. I mean, you've all dealt with them. You know the deal. They're liars, manipulators, and they believe their own lies. I truly believe that at this point. I don't think, I mean, they might know they're lying, like with little white lies and stuff like that, but when they go into their big lies, like their denial lies, like their lies about who you are and your character, they really truly make themselves believe that you are the monster that they're claiming you are. Like, they will literally, they'll walk in and be 100%. That's not acting. Like, that's not acting. They really believe it. It's like during the love bombing phase, my personal belief, during the love bombing phase, like, they're not pretending. They're not, like, pretending to really be into you. Like, they're really obsessed with you. They are really into you. They're not good actors. They would be the best actors in the world. They would be better than Johnny Depp. They would all be in Hollywood if that was the case. They really, really, really are that into you in the love bombing phase. They are disordered. They don't know how to balance their emotions. Everything is extreme. They're extremists. You have to remember this. I'm getting way off topic here, but, you know, narcissism is a brutal thing, and anyone who's been subjected to it knows exactly what I'm talking about. But again, it's a beautiful thing for the simple fact that people who have been victimized by abusive individuals in that fashion have an advantage psychologically if they want to do the work. You know, I feel really good, you know, and there's a lot going on in my life. Like, I probably shouldn't feel really good, but I do. And I'm very proud of myself, you know, and you all should be too. And to be proud of yourself, though, you have to do the work day in and day out. And critical thinking is very important. You know, critical thinking is what stops the gaslighting. You know, no, you remember reality and you go over it in your mind and you analyze it. You know, that's what I do. I like to, like, pick things apart and then I put them back together again. And that's how I reason and understand things, you know. I definitely overanalyze everything, so I don't know if that's good or bad. I would say probably that's not good, but, you know, it helps me. it helps me with understanding certain aspects of life that are rather complicated at times. You know, reading is really helping me. Just, you know, really just want everyone to know that no contact is the only way, and you know, understanding that you're not going to change their views. They're disordered, so they're entitled to their opinion. And, you know, I forget who said it, but someone said that, you know, you just look at a narcissist when they tell you, oh, you're a piece of trash, you're not a good parent, you're this, you're that, and you look at them back and say, you're entitled to your opinion. You know, and that's been my favorite line. And it saved me, man. It saved me. For years, I wanted to prove to the mother of my child that I wasn't who she was claiming I was, man. And, like, it got me nowhere. All she did was kept going. She just doesn't stop, man. This is all they know. And they believe, trust me, they believe the lies they tell. Like, they project who they are onto you, and they really believe that it's you. They can't handle, there's no self-reflection with narcissists, and this is why there's no growth. Going back to personal responsibility, okay? This is what separates us from them, right? So if we're constantly looking at the narcissist and pointing our finger at them, then it's going to take a lot longer for us to heal. Yeah, you could still heal like that because, yeah, it is all on them, but when you take personal responsibility and ownership of things, and ownership of your life, and knowing that, okay, well, I allowed this person in. I could have got rid of this person in month 1, month 2, month 3. And, like, you know, I didn't because there's something wrong with my boundaries. You know, because they give you signs. We all had signs very early on. You know, disordered people have a very difficult time keeping the mask on. Even when they're love bombing. You know, but again, love bombing, in my opinion, is, it's like, it's real. Like, it's not like they're acting. Like, they are obsessed with you. They're so into you for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it is. Like, they are really into you. And, you know, the devaluing thing, like, in their mind, they really think that you are that. They really think you're Superman, and then they really think you are the worst person in the world. I truly believe that. Like, and they have no regulators inside their brain. Like, they're missing there's cogs missing. Like, you know, there's no reasoning. There's no reasoning. There's only critical thinking, reading a whole lot, loving yourself, eating healthy, exercising, and doing good in the face of malevolence. That's what it's all about. You could become bitter and jaded and ruined. I mean, if that's what you want to do with this experience, that's up to you. My heart goes out to you if you feel like you don't have the strength to pull yourself together and rise up so that you could be stronger than you ever were, and so that you can show the world, and you, most importantly yourself, that you're indestructible, and that the only thing that can take you is God. And, you know, I refuse to allow other people to make my soul angry or resentful. And the other thing about personal responsibility, before I close this out, I want to say is that personal responsibility helped me a lot deal with resentment. You know, when we point the finger at other people a lot, it's like, man, we resent them extra. And, you know, especially narcissistic kind of people, like, you're allowed to resent them. I'm not saying you're not. But what I'm saying is resentment holds you down, and it holds you back. And it's like a weight on your chest, man. Trust me, I know. I resented my father my whole life. I don't now, but it took me 35 years, okay? So when we accept some responsibility, it eases the resentment a little for the other person that we are having our conflicts with. It eases that a little. And as time goes by, it's more and more and more it eases, you see. And you resent yourself a little, and you go through that. But, you know, you can only resent yourself for so long. Eventually, you forgive yourself, and you heal from that, and you move forward, and you get stronger. Now, I'm still in the process, so I'm not trying to act like I have all the answers. I am not a clinical physician. I didn't go to school for psychology. I just experienced this stuff my whole life. And, you know, I just want to, you know, reach out to people and let them know my story, and let them know my perspective on this thing, and how I'm living through this situation. So, guys, thanks for listening.